Hi, welcome to our YouTube channel, Chikatina Hairs. So today, I want to quickly do a mini demonstration about the very last topic, which was a summary on hair education. And I believe I ended that topic with describing what a full lace wig is and what a 360 wig is. So I just felt it's necessary I do a practical kind of example or practical showing of exactly what I taught in the last class. And here is a full lace wig. I remember saying at the end of that teaching that a typical example of a full lace wig is the braided lace. The braided wig we all know about, which almost everyone has it, being done with a full lace. So if you take a closer look or a good look at this, you see this was handmade, ventilated all over, and that was the reason why the picking of this hair was successfully done. So when you talk about a full lace wig, what it's all trying to let you know that they are all hand ventilated. So the next one you will be seeing is a 360 wig or the half lace wig. So here is it. I'm trying to open it from the pack. Pardon me. Here. And if you take a look at this, you will see that it's actually an all-round. It's an all-round lace, right? It's an all-round lace. Here is it. And this is the inside. So you can still use this to form your ponytail. It can go for high, it can go for low, but it is not a full lace wig. For emphasis sake, have it at the back of your mind that no matter how you try to braid on this kind of a lace, knowing that it was being sewn, we have some sewings here. There is possibility that even if you want to end up using something like this, you have to maybe do your box braid or do your weaving and know how to technically cover up here. So this is the difference now. This was halfway ventilated and the middle is being sewn. But if you're looking at it for just the normal closure, because we also have the normal closure whereby here becomes an open cone. So here is virtually open. So all you have to do is get that open lace. Maybe you join your dome cap or your mesh cap or whatever and do your sewing just to add the hair to cover up the cone. All right. So this is exactly what I just taught. So you can see this is a full lace, full hand ventilated, while this is a half lace. It is all round ventilated, but the middle has a sewing on it. I hope I make myself clear. So next we'll be discussing is what we call our wig hygiene. When we talk about wig hygiene, we are necessarily trying to make ourselves understand the importance of keeping our wig clean. And how do we keep our wig clean? First of all, we have to know what our personal hygienes are on wig. If you notice, most times when I make my wig or when I make my videos or maybe I make my teachings, we always make sure that the wig itself have what they call a stockings wig cap. Our wig hygiene, like I said, before we put on any wig, even if on a dummy, it all depends on you though, but before you wear any wig on your hair, it's part of the wig hygiene. First of all, you have to put on your stockings wig cap. This is the package. I think it comes 2 in 1 and it comes in different shades. You can see this. It has a nude color. It has a brown color, right? It has, I think, a black color and so many of them. But I think the most movable ones are the ones that come, like this is for a light skin, right? You can also use the brown, but the most movable are the black, the nude, brown, and part of this anyway. So it is expected of you before you put on your wigs that this is expected or this is necessarily to be on before your wig. Even for those who do sell these wigs, it is very, very wrong to allow maybe a customer to walk into your store or shop and put on a wig on their hair without covering the head. It actually makes some people too skeptical in buying some of the wigs on the sample or on display. So we make it a point of duty that before you test our wig, if need be, there must be a wig cap. So for all the hair vendors, make sure you sell this wig cap. If you're not willing to give them free of charge, they have to put on a wig cap before they put on the wig itself, right? So it's number 1, wig hygiene. Okay, still under our wig hygiene, and please don't get me wrong. While I was saying wig hygiene, I also mean hair hygiene. Do you understand? So it could be a hair bundle you converted into wig. It can also be maybe a hair you fixed directly on your hair. So all in all, anything that will make you maybe convert your hair into a wig, or maybe you want to fix your hair directly on your head, by the time you are done and you're losing it out, all these procedures or ideas I'm about to show you now is applicable, right? So back to our studies. So after the very first wig hygiene we stated about, then I come up with this, and this is hairbrush. It's actually called paddle hairbrush. There are so many brushes. It all depends on what or the kind of designs you want to use them on. You cannot use this hairbrush on a coily hair, right? Even if you should use a hairbrush on a coily hair, make sure it has to be a brush or a comb with a white tooth, right? It has to be the very big one, and unfortunately I don't have this. I intentionally brought this for bounce. So it goes for bounce. While I know that people use this for bouncy hair or wavy hair, they also use this as well for bouncy hair or wavy hairs. But the point I'm trying to make here is most of the time, each hair design has a particular brush or comb that they are being used for. And it also enables the hair to last longer and at the same time maintain the curl pattern of such hair or wig. Okay, this is also hair oil. We cannot have a hair or wig without having their maintenance tool or maintenance cream, right? This Ludias, it has been in the market for a very long time, and there are also hair oils like this, the ones that are far better than this, and the ones these are also better of them. But you know, like I'm teaching, I only need to make do with one, right? There are so many, and we have them available in stock for sale. This hair oil is actually good for straight hairs. It's also good for bouncy, and it's as well good for coily slightly. And you are expected not to take so much of this hair or so much of this cream when you are using just a drop or two is okay on your palm, then you rub evenly on the hair. Do not also forget that hair detangler is as well needed. If you do not have a hair detangler, a natural pure water is good. When I say pure water, I need just your natural water, not necessarily maybe going to buy a pure water. If you have a clean, neat water, it's good, and you put it in your spray bottle. Next here is a leave-in conditioner, and you know leave-in conditioner varies. We have the very high standard, the very high quality, we have the medium standard, and we have the very low one. So I think I will classify this under the medium. Do you understand? The medium standard. While the likes of Tresemme, Hawaiian Silky, so many of them actually are there. So it all depends on the one you feel you are more used to, or the one you were able to be convinced by your vendor to get. But it's a normal thing, or is a must have, that there must be a leave-in conditioner, and it goes basically or mostly for coily hairs. Do you understand? It goes for coily hairs. Leave-in conditioner on straight hairs can be applicable when you want to treat them. So you don't just apply a leave-in conditioner on a straight hair, rather light oil goes better. Okay, this is a wax stick, and this is mostly preferred in controlling the fly-offs. Do you understand? The short hairs on your hair. So we use it to tame down some half or maybe short hairs, some fly-outs. For this kind of a hair that is a 360, by the time you raise it up, excuse me, by the time you raise it up, even here, you will see some fly-ups. If you're not too comfortable with these fly-ups, this is a perfect solution, right, to, you know, flatten the hair or the fly-out, and it makes it, tames it down. Again, is this brush, because I've spoken about brush and the spiral comb. This is also a small comb. We call it rat tail comb, but this is the plastic one. We have the one that has a golden metal at the tip of it. And it comes out better when you use them on straight hairs. Using maybe another brush to make a straight hair actually does not really have, any brush or any comb can do it, but there is what they call smoothing it. At the end of the day, by the time you are done, maybe you prefer to use this, or maybe you already have this. Please do well to also use your rat tail comb, this, right, to smoothen the hair. So that's the reason why I have this. I also have the wig grip, but I will still show you that in a moment. But, and finally, what I have here, I have to present to you, is a wig bag, right? By the time you are done, or by the time you are done with your hair, maybe if you are the type that wear your hair constantly, I believe not all of us have one hair. Most of us have multiple hairs. If it is not bone straight that some of us prefer maybe to put on our mannequin, because some people have these mannequins in their wardrobes, not necessarily the glammed one. It can be the normal slender ones that they have. Some people prefer to hang it there, while other people prefer to use what they call a wig hanger bag. Other people can prefer to put it in a bag like this, right? A Ziploc bag. But whichever one you prefer, just make sure before you package your hair, right? Make sure you are packaging your hair that is dry. You do not package a hair that has some moisture left in it, right? Do not package your hair if it is still damp. Make sure your hair is dry before you finally package. And when packaging, especially when the hair is newly styled, this is really not a wrong idea. That's why sometimes most of these factory wigs always come with this. This also helps in maintaining the style, especially if you are working or if you are talking about the bouncy hairs or maybe the coily hairs, even if any work must have been done in it, or maybe for people who do revamp, do well to also use the invisible net. It helps a lot, maybe securing the curl patterns to avoid so much, scattering here and there, right? And before you put them in the pack. Okay, with this, we'll come to the end of the video. Thanks so much for your time. Do well to like, share, and subscribe. If you find this video interesting, kindly comment below. Thank you and God bless.